The Fame Capital campaign is all about the future of not only Fame Fire Company, but the future of public safety in the borough. Our Fame Fire Company is 100% certified, 100% volunteer, and here for us 100% of the time. And they need this capital campaign to build the facility that they need to house the specialty equipment, some of the firefighters, and be ready to help us now and in the future.
As the managing editor of FIG, we choose a social mission partner each year, and we do that based on the importance and how we believe it's going to help the community. We picked Fame Fire Company and the Westchester Fire Department because it's so important to keeping us and our children and our families safe. We saw a real need here. We saw an outdated facility, and we decided to use our marketing strategies to get the word out the best way that we could. It's incredibly important that we support the people that give back to us. This is an entirely volunteer organization. They do it out of the love for their community, and they take time away from their own families so that our families will be safe.
I think it's important for the members of the community, once they recognize the fact that there are volunteers providing the fire and rescue services throughout the area, that there's a heavy investment of personal time outside of the fire responses. And those activities, which are at the core of the operation of the fire company, take a considerable amount of time. And then to ask volunteers, in addition to that, to raise $2.5 million on a volunteer basis, while they're also trying to maintain their other positions in the community. We have people who are active in churches and Rotary, etc. They also have family lives, and by the way, they have to have a job to pay the bills. It's a lot to ask of volunteers, and we think it's really important that the community step up to help us so that we can relieve some of that burden. One of our objectives in the campaign is making sure that we are not leaving the organization in a large debt position at the end of the campaign. It would be really easy to just go out and borrow the money, but then that saddles future members of the organization with a high debt level, which we really prefer not to get into.
Our capital campaign is at $2.5 million. Our goal is $2.5 million. We're going to put a 40 by 100 foot addition on the side of our building, 2 stories high. And it will house our swiftwater boats and other rescue equipment. On the second floor, we'll have a live-in program for the university. For college students, they can live here rent-free. We're also going to have some bunk rooms for our active volunteers, men and women.
If you can recall, during the last couple of blizzards we've had, you can only imagine being outside, shoveling the snow to get this equipment out. You know, that delay, could cost somebody their lives or put one of my firemen in danger. So that is probably the biggest reason and the most important reason why we need to expand. The other reason, during these storms, the bad weather and stuff, we're able to bunk people in-house. Instead of the guys responding from their homes, during a 20-inch snowstorm or whatever, they can stay here, bunk. We have a crew on station, and it just puts everybody at ease, not worried about the guys getting here.
So recently, if you may or may not have heard, the Fame Fire Company, in conjunction with the Chester County Rescue Task Force 1, responded to a rescue out in East Brandywine Township for a report of a 12-year-old boy stuck in the mud for a long duration of time. We were alerted to respond and assist due to the fact that we're on the Chester County Rescue Task Force, and we have the resources here at the Fame to help with these kind of situations. We have the 2 trailers outside. One here is behind me, the other one is our trench trailer. And we have specialized tools when, for instance, like this, individuals get stuck in mud or trenches. We have the capabilities here at the Fame to assist others in the county in extricating any patients that may be trapped. We responded swiftly, quickly, and we're able to extricate the boy, and he has no long-term effects or injuries.
The building that was built in '74 has served a long time, and a small addition to this building is more than overdue.
I think it's important that children understand the response of the first responders in the community. Whether it's a fire, whether it's a water rescue, whether it's a building collapse, the people in that building are our families. They're our moms and dads, our brothers and sisters, our children. And when kids hear that siren, whenever I talk to a children's group, I remind them that that means somebody's in trouble. Maybe it's a fire, maybe it's a police call, maybe it's a building collapse. But those men and women in that truck, in that vehicle, are responding to take care of that person that's in trouble. And I think we need to let the children know how important that is.